Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Tuesday Talks with Darlene. Today I want to talk about the energy of connection, and so balancing giving and receiving in relationships. I'm going to talk about three different sort of areas. So one is the energy of connection, so we understand the exchange that happens in relationships, the power of presence and deep listening, and strengthening connection with yourself first. Now let's have a look at the first one, the energy of connection. So understanding the exchange. I want you to think about every connection is an energy exchange. Think about when you walk into a room, how do you actually feel when there's other people in there? That is energy. You are feeling the energy or, whatever your ability is. When you walk into the room, you know straight away whether you want to be in there or not. And so I want you to understand whether your relationships are actually draining you or they're actually fueling you, and you walk away amazed. Those are the relationships you want. And for me, I did need to give up a few relationships because I walked away so absolutely drained that I wasn't actually really able to do anything for the rest of the day and even struggled the next day. Since I've done that and being around people that lift me up and then I lift up, we lift both up, it is so much nicer. Like only the other day, I got to spend time with a friend. We were at the beach and everything. We spent hours together and I walked away amazed. Yeah, I was tired because of the beach, of course. Beach can do that. It's amazing. And yet, because it's got all those negative ions, it's helping to release toxins, which means you do want to rest a bit. Yet the relationship, the connection we had that day, we both walked away energized. And that is so important. It is so important that you walk away from conversations with friends and that energized. If you don't, then it's something to think about. It's the same thing in business. If you're working with a client or you're working with a coach, you've hired a coach or a mentor or whatever, if you walk away from that conversation, that session drained, then that's something to really think about because you shouldn't. I love working with clients. It energizes me. And I know when I've worked with the clients that are draining, and I've recognized that now. If I'm on a call with them to sign, oh, excuse me, just releasing for people, this happens. Something to do with what I'm saying is releasing for someone. If I'm on a call with a potential client, because I work so much with my energy, I will know whether I need to say, look, I don't feel we're right together. I think it'd be best if you found someone else. Now, I don't like to recommend other people because I think it's really up to the individual to find the person they want to work with themselves. I think that's really important. And that's another reason I don't use testimonials. I don't want to unduly influence anyone. And it's something to think about. Again, think about, working with clients, coaches. Do you walk away drained or you're energized? And I also want you to think about where you're overgiving, under receiving, or even holding back. So let's have a look at the first one. Where are you overgiving? In your sessions, are you overgiving so much that the client walks away and goes, what the heck? Or it might be you've got a freebie and you're overgiving. You've got a challenge or a webinar and you're overgiving. We don't realize we can actually give too much away. And it's something that, is quite natural. We want to give as much as we can so the client or whoever it is feels that they've got a lot out of the session or the challenge, webinar, whatever it is. But I want you to think about what if you gave them enough that they had a transformation or a breakthrough and they still wanted more. Now, it's not manipulation. It is stopping them from being overwhelmed that they go, wow, if they give that in a webinar, what are they going to do in a session? I don't want to work with them. And that's what they may actually feel. So think about overgiving. And then under receiving, we need to receive as well. If all you're doing is giving and giving and giving, another breakthrough for someone. So I want someone to understand over giving or under receiving is something someone really needs to hear. Now, this is not me being tired. I can tell you that for a fact because I know my energy. This is me releasing for people. Now, under receiving, as I said, is you not having that beautiful exchange. We need an exchange. If we give, we receive. We can't keep giving. And I like to think of it as like a car with fuel. You can only go so far before the car runs out of fuel. That is the same with you. If you continue to give and give and give, you're going to run out. Your energy is going to be non-existent. Think about your day. Do you feel tired during the day? Have a look at why that is. Are you over giving and not receiving enough? And receiving could literally be going for a walk and receiving energy from nature. It doesn't have to be receiving from somebody else. Or are you holding back? Are you in a session thinking, oh, I think I know I can help. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Okay, so we'll give them a little bit. And, you're holding back your whole self. Now, of course, I'm not talking about, you tell them everything, but you're holding back your talents and your skills and your knowledge because you're afraid. And it's okay. Acknowledge it. Have the awareness and work through it. And let's have a look at shifting from transactional to transformational relationships. I've had this recently where I signed up for, a couple of free courses. They were great 4-week courses, yet it was all transactional. The amount of emails that came through bombarding me to sign up to the paid program was phenomenal. And it was just overwhelming. And I sent an email to someone saying I loved the what they taught. I loved it. I wasn't able to sign up because it was too much for me. I've got enough going on. I don't need to sign up for other stuff that is kind of an interest, but it won't serve me at this stage. I didn't hear anything back. Now, I'm not expecting, like, oh, okay, we'll give it to you for free. I didn't want that. I did want the acknowledgement that they had received my email and just to say thank you very much. We really appreciate that. I'm grateful that, you got something out of the free course. I wish you all the best. And, if you do want to work with me in the future, I'll be here. If I'd received that, I might have actually said something on social media about that person. I won't, because I received no reply whatsoever. And then I was bombarded with more emails to say, you've got to sign up. We've got a great deal, blah, blah, blah. No, no. When you go away from being a transactional to being a transformational relationship, it is incredible. Now, I'm going to have memberships and courses. So that means, and group programs, I've already got them. I've got group programs. In the future, I'm going to have memberships, courses, academy, etc. Not one person in there I ever want to feel as though they're just a transaction. I want them to feel that they are special. And I do everything I can to make sure they feel special. It is just one of those things. Oh, releasing. Someone needs to think about the beautiful transformational relationships instead of transactions. So think about how you are actually bringing in clients. Just think about that and how you're actually serving them. Now let's look at the power of being present and having that deep listening. Now, I've always done this in my life, and and I will say it, that's what made me a fantastic freaking nurse and paramedic and first aid officer and surf lifesaver. Because I was always present in the moment at that time and I knew how to listen. And listening means that we zip our mouth and we actually hear. And we turn off the brain mostly. Because what happens is most people listen to talk. They don't listen to hear. And this has been talked about so many times. And yet the amount of conversations I'm in that I literally stop talking because no one is hearing me. And those are the relationships I let go of. If you don't want to sit down and actually listen to what I say, forget it. I don't want a relationship like that. And that's why the deep listening and being present in the moment makes those relationships so special. And those are the ones that you hold on and you deepen and you do everything you can to make sure that both of you feel special. It's something to think about. So when you're present, it means you are present. You're not sort of like on the computer and someone's talking and you're going, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure, yeah. No, you put that computer away or you put the phone away and you look at them and you listen. Start giving it a go because you'll be amazed at how your relationships change when you do that. And that's the sacred listening. It is also sacred listening is also not jumping in to fix or relate. Go, oh yes, I totally understand what you're going through because I've been a blah. No, listening means you're listening. Now, unless someone actually asks you for advice, don't give any. Don't try and fix the situation. Don't do anything. Just listen. It's so, I could go on for that forever. I really could because it is something that has literally been nearly non-existent most of my life. A lot of the relationships have not been where people have been listening to me. And that in turn made me even better at it. Now, I want you to think about reading the energy cues behind words. So, what is being communicated non-verbally? This is something that I actually got really good at as well. Like I was always good at it. I just got better because of the diploma of counselling course I did. It was really good. When you're looking at someone, look at them, look at everything. Start feeling the energy. Start, whatever your ability is, start tuning into the energy. What are they actually saying as well? Are they saying, oh yeah, I'm fine? And you look at them and you're like, I don't think you are. Because a lot of us have been taught that when someone asks you, are you fine? It's a superficial thing and they don't really want to know. Unfortunately, that is that can actually happen. I'm not talking for anyone else. It's happened for me, because I've actually said, well, I'm not having a great day. Oh, okay, see you. Bye. And it's like, hang on. Start tuning into the energy. Start doing it. Like if you're sitting next to someone on a bus, just start tuning into the energy on the bus and start refining what it is, what's actually happening. Start looking around, start people observing. You'll be amazed at what you can pick up if you go and sit at a park and just look around. You don't need to stare at people. You just look around and you start just picking things up. Okay, that person's sitting and reading in a book. Actually, hang on, they've just looked. Maybe they've got a child. Or maybe they're just, they want to be there, but they don't want to be around people. Just start tuning in. These are all amazing things to help you with the relationship. Now, the last thing to talk about is strengthening the connection with yourself first. To have amazing relationships with partners, children, family, coaches, with anyone else, it starts with you first. It is not being selfish or anything like that. There's no such thing as that. It really gets me when people go, don't put yourself first because it's selfish. No, you actually must put yourself first because I said, like the car, you run out of energy. The more that you can look after yourself, the more that you actually have to give. So the quality of your external relationships always mirrors your self relationship. So think about the beautiful relationship you have with yourself. How is it? How are you talking to yourself? What thoughts are you actually allowing to come through? Now, there are times that my brain it goes crazy with thoughts. And I actually think it and I go, okay, no, that's actually not correct. That is not a correct thought. That is not correct. And you can also say, is that actually my thought or is it somebody else? Because maybe not every thought is yours. I mean, most of them are, but who knows, they might not be. So think about the relationship you have with yourself And then think about the relationship you have with other people. What you admire in other people is what you actually have as well, because we are mirrors. It is something to think about. Now, I want you to do a self-check right now. I want you to do a self-check. Are you letting go of your own needs to maintain these connections? I did that. I certainly did that because I felt that if I let go of these relationships, I'd be alone. Guess what? I've only got a few people that I actually call friends. I'm not alone. I'm not alone because I always care for myself first. I don't abandon my own needs anymore. I speak up. And the last thing is daily rituals in this area, because I've got 3 points for each of them, is having daily rituals to strengthen the connection with yourself, which of course, the more you strengthen your own relationship, the stronger the relationships with other people come through. So I really want you to think about what daily rituals are you going to have or you already have that strengthen the self relationship. Because as I said, putting yourself first is really important. 3 points we've just been through: the energy of connection, so understanding the exchange of energy in relationships and non-verbal communications and everything. The power of presence and deep listening. That's one I think is one of the most important. And strengthening connection with yourself first. This has been this week's Tuesday Talks. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.